How do you like the ears?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, barely. My name is Ken Curtis, and my dad died of advanced emphysema in 2006 from smoking. I also urge nobody to smoke, but since my dad died, would you consider adopting me too?
Consider yourself adopted.
The question is, you've been involved with Star Trek from the very beginning, and are still today, as I understand, but what would be your favorite moment in all of the different Star Trek situations you've been in? What's your favorite moment throughout the Star Trek?
What a question. So many, so many. You know that we're in September now. 50 years ago right now, we were preparing to film the first Star Trek pilot. We started filming in November, 50 years ago. This coming November will be the 50th anniversary of the beginning of the shooting of the very first Star Trek pilot. I think it might be interesting for you folks to know that when we made the first episode, there was a moment where we were on the bridge and we were being threatened by something that was dangerous, that was up on our screen. And as I recall, we would try to dodge it. It would be right there in front of us again. We'd go right, we'd go left. It was always right there in front of us again. There was a lot of tension and agitation on the bridge about what to do and how to deal with this thing. And Spock had one word to say. And they came to me with a camera, and I said, "Fascinating." And the director came to me and said, "No, wait. Don't get excited. Be the cool, rational scientist." And I think that's the moment where I really understood what Spock could be about. And instead of all that anxiety and emotion and tension, I simply said, "Fascinating."
Fascinating.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Mr. Nimoy. My name is Devin. It's a pleasure.
Hi.
Well, I have a question. I understand that you had somewhat of an influence on the way that the great Vulcan greeting was handled, and basically what I'm asking is, how has your heritage influenced the way you acted out this role of Spock, and maybe an example or two of how you shaped the character through just interacting with the director and so forth?
Yeah. Well, if I understand your question correctly, you're talking about how the character was developed,
Yes, sir. And how you influence that character, and specifically, I'm thinking in terms of the Vulcan hand gesture. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Well, some of you probably heard the story, so maybe many of you have. I'm going to be very brief about it. It was the episode called A Mock Time, which I mentioned earlier, and we were seeing other Vulcans for the first time, and I thought Vulcans should have some kind of a greeting when they meet, and I said that to the director. He said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, humans shake hands when they meet, and civilian people salute each other when they meet. Asian people bow to each other when they meet. So I think the Vulcan should have some kind of a greeting." He asked me what I would suggest, and I reached back into my Jewish childhood when I was raised in an Orthodox Jewish family. And when we went to holiday services, I remember when I was about 8 or 9 years old, I was impressed by these gentlemen who were sort of a men's chorus and chanting a prayer for the congregation. And as they chanted this prayer with a loud chanting, almost kind of a revival kind of meeting kind of emphasis, they had their hands stuck out in that gesture towards the congregation. I saw that and it stuck in my mind. I didn't realize it would come in handy someday, but I began to work on doing it. And I suggested to the director that we do that. And that's how it was introduced into Star Trek. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Hi, my name is Hannah. My family is a pretty big fan of Star Trek, so
Wait.
yeah.
Did you say your family is a pretty big fan of Star Trek?
Yes, my dad.
How does that work? That's sort of, Star Trek is on tonight, maybe we'll watch it, maybe we won't. Let's see what else is on. Let's see what else is on, and we'll decide if we're going what's your question, my dear?
My question is, what was your favorite role to play, whether it be Spock or someone from like a TV show or any sort of genre?
Oh yeah, well, you know, I've been so lucky. I have played probably 150 different roles in different TV shows and in the theater. I did musicals around the United States. I was Tevye in Fiddler on the Roof. I played King Arthur in Camelot. I did My Fair Lady. I did a one-man show called Vincent, about Vincent van Gogh, which I did about 150 times around the United States, and is a very good actor now named Jean-Michel Richaud, who's performing the play that I wrote, the play called Vincent. So many wonderful experiences, and but you know, the fact is, I am best known for Spock, and that's fine with me. The Spock character is a character that I really love and admire myself, and I respect the character. I've always enjoyed being known as Spock. It's fine with me. It's a great question because there's been a lot of other work, but the fact is that Spock will always, when this is all over, they'll say he was the guy who played Spock, and that's okay with me. Thank you.
Hello. I have a really quick, not even a question really. I just want to do a shout out to my aunt. I was hoping you could say, I love you, Kathy.
You want to say, you what?
I was hoping you could say, I love you, Kathy.
I love you, Kathy.
Yeah!
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay.
Hi, my name is Danielle, and, well, it was kind of disappointing that you couldn't be here, but I was wondering if you could go to the next Comic-Con.
I'm just talking. I'm having trouble hearing you. You have to be a little louder, please, into the microphone.
I was wondering if you could come to the next Comic-Con here in Salt Lake next year.
Next year, Salt Lake Comic-Con. The good of the many outweighs the good of the few or the one. Thank you. I'll try. Thank you for the invitation. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. Thank you for doing Spark and how you did them and stuff. My question is, how did you come to play him the way that you did and decide how he is?
Well, as I said before, I was given a help at the very beginning by a very wise director who said, play the scientist. Play this person who's thoughtful and studying the issue rather than getting emotionally caught up in it. And I slipped into that very comfortably, and it was successful. Now, having said that, it is very important for people to understand that we, the actors, come on the sound stage to play these scenes. We don't make it up. Somebody else has sat in those days, a typewriter or a computer, and worked very, very hard to come up with the material that we are performing. The writers deserve an awful lot of credit. We have some great and wonderful writers. They deserve recognition. The actors come off singing so smart and so wonderful and so terrific, and maybe we are smart and wonderful and terrific. But it's hard to do all that without good writing. Okay. Thank you for your question. Okay.
We have time for one more question. Then after that question, we want to show you the whole audience, because everybody here just loves you.
Hello. My name is Isaac, and my question was, how did you come to play Spock? Did you audition, or was it
Okay. I was working fairly successfully as an actor before Star Trek, working in television, occasional movies, and I played a guest starring role in an episode of a series called The Lieutenant. It was a series that starred Gary Lockwood, and it was produced by Gene Roddenberry. And I was hired to do a role in one episode of that show. Mr. Roddenberry saw the show. He was away when we were filming it, but I heard when he came back to town and saw the footage, he contacted my agent and he said, I'm developing a pilot for a Star Trek series, for the television, a science fiction series called Star Trek. And I have a role in mind for Leonard Nimoy. Could we meet? And I went in and met Mr. Roddenberry. And he began showing me around the studio. He took me to the wardrobe department and showed me the clothes that were being designed. He took me to the set design department and showed me the designs on paper of the spaceship Enterprise. He talked about the various characters, and he started to talk about this Spock character. And while I had thought that I was going to be auditioned for this role, what I discovered and learned that day was that Mr. Roddenberry wanted to offer me the role and was telling me all about the series in the hopes that I would be interested. What interested me most when he talked about Spock was that he described Spock as being half human and half Vulcan, having been born of a human mother and a Vulcan father, and he would have this conflicting interior life, emotion versus logic. I found that very interesting and very challenging and useful as an actor, and that's how I decided to take the role, and that's how I got it. Thank you. What a great question.
Let's show the audience. They're all here. They came to hear you. Here they are. Thank you so much.